everybody. I think I have heels on and I can't be having heels because I can't get the camera up high enough. So welcome to the show. My name is Laura Hall and you are on the Come Cook With Me show. We come live every Friday, so if this is the first time that you're viewing us, would love to have a thumbs up because I'm not sure if I hit public for this to be public broadcast. So as soon as someone gives me a thumbs up, I'll know that I am actually filming live with an audience. Okay, perfect. Thanks. Great to see somebody pop up. So my name is Laura Hall, and we come live every Friday with a brand new recipe, and we do some really fun things in our community. So one of the things I'd love to do to start off the show with is to welcome everybody and just make sure that everyone knows that this community is all about love. We cook with a ton of love in my home, and our recipes are just absolutely filled with love. So in sharing love, what we like to do in the community is say hello, who you are, and where you hail from. So where do you live? And that's just one of the ways that we start to build community. And we have some people who've been following the show. We've been live doing a broadcast. This is, I don't know the number of shows because I've never really kept track of the numbers, but I know we're about 1 year and 3 months in. So I've been so blessed to have people who have followed the recipes, who love coming on live and just being a part of my kitchen. So it's really been a lot of fun. And so if you followed at all, or if you are unfamiliar with the show rather, you'll know that most of the time we'll do a recipe. I'll create a recipe, or it's something that I've had from a long time. And what we do is we do it in a traditional method, in a slow cooker method, because that was what my kids grew up with years ago when I was teaching. My kids, I would go running with my girlfriends in the morning, and we'd all be talking about what are we going to be putting in the CrockPot for dinner, and that's really what I grew up with, just a big slow cooking. That's how I created most of my recipes that I over the years. But then, as the show got started, I found the joy of having an Instapot. And the Instapot is one of those magical gadgets. If you don't have one, they're a huge rage throughout the world right now. And I just found out there's another thermal pot in the European marketplace that I just have to get my hands on and just learn a little bit about it. My girlfriend from Germany, who's on my team, came in, and so we spent quite a bit of time this week together, and she was telling me all about it. So I'm going to get more information, and that'll come shortly. But since I discovered the Instapot, I found that the science behind the cooking is really phenomenal. Because when you get this high pressure, high intense heat, and you meld these beautiful, fresh, organic flavors, the science just makes it just pop. So what I've been doing is we compare each recipe with the Instapot versus the slow cooker. And I have had some people who've written in and said, you know, they've seen some things that my husband has barbecued. In fact, my one girlfriend who was here, she's like, you need to get Brad and get some barbecue. So I'd love to hear your feedback for all the people who follow me, if you'd like to see that in upcoming shows. So we've got some ideas coming around with that. But right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about today's show. So today's show is, it's an eggplant. It's a vegan, it's a vegetarian meal. It's chock full of flavors. It's a wonderful summer. If it's hot for you in the summer, it's a really great, fun summer recipe. And what's interesting about it is once you get it cooked, you can actually make this and have it cold. It's really phenomenal either way. But what I'm gonna do is we're gonna kind of show a marinara sauce. On the side back here, I'll show it to you. I already did a pre-marinara sauce. And I'll show you what that looks like, but I'm going to show you how to do the marinara sauce as well. I thought at one point in time I would just be doing the eggplant and showing you how to put the eggplants together, which we're going to do, but I ran out of time yesterday, didn't get enough time to pre-film the marinara, so we're just going to do it live right now, so it's perfect. And I love this marinara. I just kind of whipped it up. It's very similar to my pasta sauce recipe, but it's a vegetarian. And what we do at the very end, and it's really kind of your desired texture, how you're gonna put, because it's the base that goes into the eggplant bowl before you put on your summer vegetables. So it's really great. Let's go ahead and get started cooking. Don't forget, if you're new to the show, you wanna say hello, who you are, where you're from. And when you do, you get a chance to win our wonderful Dano spices. He's another guy on my team, and he has created these incredible spices. I'll show them to you. They're just wonderful. You don't win the great big containers, I have the smaller containers, but they're still phenomenal. They're really wonderful. And you normally can get these in Kentucky at the grocery stores and fresh markets, but that's the only place right now, but you can get them online. And so I'll talk a little bit about them when I actually put the spices in. I'll tell you a little bit more about these particular spices. But since he's a member of my team, on my nutrition team, I really like to promote some of the things that my people are doing. So it's just great. And he's just done an outstanding job with those. So when you do say hello who you are, you get entered to win the next week for those spices. And then we also do a wonderful drawing, and that we done at the very end, and it's usually something that could be an Instapot, it could be a seasonal shake, it could be a bedtime belly buster, and we just do some fun things. But this week, because we're heading into the month of August, and I've come up with a brilliant idea of how we're going to do this in the future, but this week, coming week, we're going to be doing an Instapot giveaway. So if you hit that share button for this recipe for this week, you hit the share button, you're going to be entered to win next week for that show. And so we do a drawing. I have the hat over there, and we'll do the drawing at the end of the show. All right, so let's get started cooking. I'm going to start off with the marinara sauce. So you want to hit your IP, you want to hit it to saute. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to get it started. I want to go ahead and set it up so that it, whoop, cancel. Okay, then I want to hit saute. And I want to hit it saute for high. So we're going to let that preheat just a little bit. And you can use the bottom. In the bottom of this, you're going to want to put in an avocado oil. You can put in an extra virgin robust olive oil, really whatever your particular flavor is that you really love. But since this is going to be a marinara, I'm going to go ahead and use, oh, I don't even, my oil got moved. Hold on, I got to go get it over here. That's crazy. Maybe I ended up using most of it. That could have been it. Well, I'm just going to, I don't see my robust olive oil. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to pinch it, and I'm going to use an avocado oil. So this is the one that I'm going to use. What I love about just various products that you'll see me talk about, and it's very important, I love to buy anything that is non-GMO, and so those are always the symbols. I'll get it a little close so you can see it. Non-GMO. So that's genetically modified. You don't want to put genetically modified food into your body. It wreaks havoc, and what you want is organic. So not GMO and organic. Those are really two essential things that you want to look for. So I'm just going to go ahead and coat the bottom of it, of my pot. And again, this is going to be a marinara sauce. It's going to take 8 minutes, so it's really, really easy. All right. So we're going to get that nice and hot. And one of the things that I love to do is I get a lot of garlic cloves. So I made a few because I have a few plans this weekend. I'm going to be cooking quite a few things. But these garlic cloves are organic, and they're non-GMO. They're out of California. What I did is I roasted those in the oven. So you want to roast those in the oven. I'm going to put quite a few, about 15 in the bottom of this pot. And then I'm going to start to add my vegetables. So I've already gone ahead and cut up a nice organic diced onion. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. It's already starting to get hot. And then I have two different kinds. I have baby Bella mushrooms and regular mushrooms. So I've gone ahead and diced those up. I'm going to go ahead and put those in. And for those of you who are new, I should have mentioned, we have the recipe. It's up above in the comment section. So you have the full recipe and recommended. And one of the things, when I start adding spice, you're going to say, she didn't actually write, maybe she wrote 12 garlic cloves or whatever. I just throw in what I think is going to be yummy. So that's the kind of cook that I am. So that's going to drive you crazy. I'm going to set you up right off. Just laugh at it. It'd be good. All right. And then we've got some green bell pepper. Again, it's organic. We've diced it up. We're going to throw that in. And then I've got some red diced peppers. And I've got some zucchini and yellow squash that I've diced up. I know, this is so wonderful. Thanks for the love. Welcome. Some shredded carrots that I'm going to go ahead and put in. And then I've got some shredded broccoli salad that we're going to put in. I know, this is the marinara, but trust me, it's wonderful. It's just incredible. So we're going to let these saute, get it nice and hot. To saute the vegetables, and I'm going to be adding some spice right now. And the reason why I do that is it just kind of sears, just like as you would do if you were browning meat. You're kind of searing in that, locking in that high temperature, some of that juice that will just escape from the vegetable right away. I love it that way. So I'm going to let that saute just a little bit and go ahead and add some of our spices. So the Danos, I'm going to add a little bit of both the savory and this is the savory one, the green top, and a little bit of the spicy one. So it's a little more flavorful. So what I would like to share with you is what Dano really focuses on is no GMO, no added salt, no MSG. They're low sodium. They're just phenomenal, phenomenal. And they're Kentucky proud. So a little bit of that. I'm going to stir that around a little. So this is a vegetable marinara. If you're not a fan of having that many vegetables, you don't have to use as many, but let me tell you, because what we do is at the end, when it's all completed, we use an immersion blender. And so this is a really great way to get some really fabulous vegetables in your family's diet. So it's really great. All right, so we're gonna add some organic Italian seasoning. And again, I would like you to look at organic and then the no GMO right there. That's the symbol. Then we've got some organic oregano. I'm wondering how many, I had a few people who sent me last week's, their own pictures of last week's show, and I thought that was really great. So if you do make this, please go ahead and share with me your pictures, because I love that. It's just so great. And then we have some Japanese 7 spice that we're going to add. Hey Lori, yeah, Dano's is a really good blend. I agree. Everything that we put on the grill, it goes into. And then we have some red crushed pepper. And one of my favorite spices is some ground cumin. Hi Chrissy, great to see you. Let's give that a stir and see how those are cooking in the bottom. Oh, those are doing nicely. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit more liquid. We're going to be using some red wine. Again, that's an option. If you'd rather not use any wine, you can actually use a bone broth. Either one is fine, but I'm going to use a red wine. I have a Chianti that's sitting here, and I'm going to use a cup of it. 1/4 cup of some aged balsamic vinegar. All right, that's really doing nicely. It's almost done, believe it or not. All right, now for the tomatoes, because those tomatoes are in season and it's summertime, one of the things that I always prefer to use is if you can get fresh right from the garden, it'd be so phenomenal. And I have found these incredible, wonderful Heirloom and Grape tomatoes this week. So we're gonna go ahead and add those into the sauce because it'll give such great flavor. And then I've got some basil sitting here, and I'm gonna add a big bunch of basil. So it's fresh basil. Hi, Jonah. Thank you. That's so kind of you. Great to see you. All right, and then if you don't have really good tomatoes or enough of them for your seasonal, you can always go ahead and get some of the roasted tomatoes that come in a can. And I'm gonna dump these in and show you what I think. If you go ahead and do get a canned vegetable, in many places, some people, that's all you can get. I want to make sure that you're getting canned vegetables that, again, are organic, no GMO. And then let's take a look at this label right here. See this label that I got my, trying to, right there, right there. That is non-bisphenol A, NP, right there, non-PBA. And that is, bisphenol A is in many, many canned vegetables. Manufacturers will use bisphenol A. They'll line the can, it's a plastic liner basically, but it's an endocrine disruptor and it leaches into the food. So if you can, you want to try to find canned goods that don't have bisphenol A. You don't want to have endocrine disruptors and the long-term effect of what that does to our bodies. So always look for cans that are labeled that way. And then I have some tomato sauce that I'm going to add. I'm going to try one can right now because I've got a lot of liquid juicing up in there, and we want to have more of a thicker sauce when this is all said and done. Okay, these are really, really perfectly al dente. They're awesome. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn the saute feature off. All right, beautiful. Oh, that looks just spectacular. I'm going to add a can of paste. Again, I'm using the same can manufacturer, the Muir Glen. It's just one that happens to be at the grocery store I shop at, and they really do a great job with no bisphenol A. Give that a little bit of a stir. I think that's what it is. My husband came in, he was making some things on the grill, and he took my towel that I had sitting here and my pink Himalayan salt. So let me grab another one. Okay, we have some pink Himalayan salt that we're going to need to use. So this is, I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick go around with that, and then also some black pepper. Perfect. All right, now this is just about ready to go. Yeah, just perfect. Go ahead and get that lid on. Get my glasses back on. And we are set to go. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our top on, secure it, make sure that it's in the locked position and not vented. And we're going to set the timer for manual, and we're going to set it for 8 minutes. So let me get this back up there to pressure cook. and it'll get started. There we go. That's that simple. Let me show you what the end result will look like. You're gonna love it. So this is what I cooked earlier today. It's not as hot as it was. And what I did when it comes out, I just took my immersion blender and put it in and ran it around until it got to the perfect consistency. And I'll show you the beautiful sauce that comes out. And it's just so full of beautiful, beautiful vegetables. Do this and take a look. Is that not like just absolutely beautiful? Phenomenal. So good. All right, so we'll go ahead and put the sauce back in. So it's going to be ready to go, and I'm going to show you how we're going to put these guys together. I'm going to put this to the side. Okay, so now it's time to get the eggplants ready. Luckily, we have the other Instant Pot right here, and I'm just going to push this one a little bit to the side so that we can have the viewing of the bigger one. All right, so it's such an easy recipe to do these eggplants, and you're gonna, unbelievable how these turn out. It's just so phenomenal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with putting a little liquid in the bottom of our Instant Pot. So we're gonna go ahead and put in a half a cup. Actually, it's either a half a cup or I think I wrote a half a cup. You don't need more than a half a cup because you're really using it for the flavor. Red wine. And then you're going to use about a half a cup of bone broth. And then that way you're going to have a full cup of liquid. And I love this Pacific bone broth specifically. It's one of my favorite. I can't always find it at the grocery store. But what I love about it is organic. It has very low calories. But there's, most importantly, the salts are absolutely so low. I love how there's just like the lowest sodium ever. That's like my favorite one. Hey Brenda, great to see you. Hi Laura. I love it when you all say hello, thank you. Okay, so then you're gonna add that. Now I'm also gonna add in a can of diced tomatoes to give it some of that same consistent flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in. And what you're gonna do is in the bottom of your Instant Pot, many times you can get these little devices. This one is just a nice little shelf that sits right there. Just position it in so that it just sits down on top of all of that. And I'll show you what that looks like. It gives it a nice base so it keeps the, it'll see, you can see that kind of in there. It gives it a nice base so that the vegetables that I'm going to be cooking are going to get really steamed. And the eggplant won't fall apart, and that's one of my goals of what I want to do. So with this particular recipe, one of the things that we're going to do is, of course, we're going to add some garlic clove in. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of those right here in the pot. But we're going to do two separate kind of cookings of these because the Instant Pot is really funny. It cooks so fast, and I have some really dense vegetables. So I've got some butternut squash and carrots. I'm going to layer that in the bottom of this because that's what we're going to be stuffing. We're going to be using those as the stuffing to our eggplant bowls. And then I've gone ahead and I've cut the eggplant. If you take a look, I've gone ahead and cut the eggplant in half. Just scored it right in half. And what we're going to do is take our little paring knife and we're going to do a crisscross pattern just to open up the meat that will come out. Okay, so we're going to put that, I'll leave it sunny side up because I need to drizzle it with some oil and some salt as well. So again, we're going to crisscross each one. And then we're going to drizzle some oil on the top and the bottom. I'll go ahead and do what, I'm going to turn these upside down, so we'll put a little bit there. I'm going to salt those, little pink Himalayan salt. And flip those upside down. And I'm going to do a little drizzle again of a little bit more oil. And put a little more salt on top. So good. And that's it. That's the way we're going to get these started. So we're going to go ahead and put these on high temperature, and we're going to cook them for 5 minutes, no more than 5, and you're going to do a quick release because you want to have them stop cooking. You don't want to have the eggplant cook any further than that. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. Here's my lid. To my guy. Is this something? There we go. Perfect. Locked in place. And I'm going to hit manual. And I'm going to take that down to 5 minutes. Beautiful. And that'll go ahead and just get started. Let me show you what the end result's going to take a look at like. So in the crock pot, I cook these for 2 hours on high, and they come out looking like that. So beautiful. And all the meat is just really, really super soft inside. And so what we're going to do is when everything is done, when I get these two out of here, so we'll have the left we know will be the Instant Pot, the ones on the right will be the slow cooker. And so we're going to put in our marinara sauce, and we're going to stuff it with vegetables, and we're going to then toast them really quickly in the broiler just to flash them. Now, if you don't have a broiler and you're cooking, a lot of people don't have broilers or have the ability to use the oven, you don't have to. It's just one of those things that I like to do just to top them off, and it's just so lovely. So when this Instant Pot is finished, what we're going to do, and I'll show you the pictures of it, when it is finished, I'll take those 2 eggplants out. We'll go ahead and put them in the resting tray. And then I take those 2 inserts out, and I put it back onto saute. And when I saute it, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding these wonderful savory vegetables. I'm going to be adding more of the heirloom tomatoes, and I'll be adding the onions, and I'll be doing the squash and zucchini. And we'll get those just perfectly al dente as they cook up. And then that's the additional vegetables that we'll be adding to stuff our eggplants with. So that's really it. And then we'll drizzle a little bit of, the wonderful, we'll put some, garnish it with some flat leaf parsley and some pepitos. So pepitos are just the pumpkin seeds that you can get, usually at a fresh market, Whole Foods. These actually came right from Publix. So I love the fact that you can get them, and they're already roasted and salted, and they're just wonderful. Pumpkin seeds, so great. Pepitos. And that's how we're going to actually serve them. Now, a lot of people say, that looks an awful lot like a eggplant parmesan. And it kind of sort of is, but it's just really on a vegetable base. And it's just really, really lovely and a lot lower calories. So what I love about it too is if you wanted to add some Parmesan, I have some vegan Parmesan sprinkles that I'm going to add to it because this is a complete vegetarian vegan meal. But if you were not so concerned or you did a little bit of dairy, you can actually put some fresh Parmesan on top as well. And that's it. That's how simple this recipe is. I think that you're going to absolutely love it. I have not shown you, I need to get my other pot holder here. I can show you what the, because the crock pot is completely done. These vegetables are ready to stuff. And when you do it in the crock pot, one of the things I failed to mention earlier was that you can layer everything, just throw everything into the crock pot, into the slow cooker, and it'll all cook, and you just take out the eggplants when they're done, and then you let the slow cooker complete the vegetables. And then you do the same steps as far as stuffing the eggplants. So I got another pot holder so I can actually show it to you. Because it's a little hot, so hang on. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. Okay, so it looks so yummy. There you go. Those are the vegetables that we're going to stuff it with. And nothing's going to go to waste because anything that is left over from this particular meal, you can put into a spaghetti sauce the next night. So that's what I love, how versatile this recipe is. It's really, really something so simple and so delicious and just so good for you. Let me go ahead and put that top back on, keep the heat in. And I'll go ahead and take pictures so everyone can see how it all turns out. And don't forget to say hello, who you are, where you're from. We'll go ahead and give those spices giveaways. And then the big giveaway, this week it's a seasonal shake, so I'll go ahead and pull that name out of the hat. But the spices, we had so many comments from last week's show. We just did a random generator. And the person who won the spices, the Dan-O spices, is Mary Stanford. So Mary, I will send you a message and to get your address so we can send off those spices to you. I'm so excited for you to have them. And let's take a look. We have our hat for people who hit that share button. And next week, remember next week we are doing the giveaway of an Instapot. So, and one of the things I thought about is for the whole month, so we typically do 2 Instapot giveaways. And since next week is the 1st of August, what I thought I would do is we'll do it the 1st of the month, always the Instapot. And at the end of the month, everyone who qualifies, because they shared the recipe each week along the way, they'll get entered to win the last Instapot of the month. I just thought that was kind of a fun way to do it. So let me go ahead and put my glasses on and like hold the hat so I don't see who's winning. So good luck. This is to win the seasonal shake. And of course I'm going to give you a choice, but I think you're going to want to have the new seasonal shake that's no longer seasonal. It's coming to us all of the time. It's in our back office all of the time. My favorite flavor of all, peach mango. Our company is brilliant and genius. Okay, got one in my hand. I had 2, they were connected together. Okay, I've got one. Good luck. I don't know who it is. Let's see who it is. Oh my gosh. It's Mari. Okay, Mari, if I say this correct, P-E-T-I, Petty, is that right? Good job. I'm so excited for you, Mari. I think you'll be so excited. And Mari is a new follower. I don't know how many shows this has been for you, Mari. You'll have to say. But I'm so pleased for you. I'm so thankful for you to always be popping in and sending me messages. It's just so great to meet everybody. All right, and that is the end of the show today. I hope that, I'm just trying to make sure I didn't skip anything. No, I didn't skip anything. So, in honor of today, I don't know all of the things, you know, if you follow me, I always write things that I am grateful for every single day. I live a life in gratitude and love. But today is really a special day, and today is my son's birthday. So everybody who is watching, I don't think he is, because I think they're going out to dinner to celebrate his birthday. My daughter and son, they live together, and so they're going out to celebrate his birthday. They're going to dinner and then out. So happy birthday, Braxton, if you're catching the replay. And I love you, and if everyone who's on board watching, if you'd like to say happy birthday to Braxton, that would be so wonderful. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy, 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 and I look forward to seeing you next week live. And don't forget, we're always live Wednesday, so you can see what we're cooking, and you can get the ingredients, and you can cook with us. All right, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you.